Day 5 of the feminist books that make the men around you feel uncomfortable. Warrior Queens. This has a very long title, but everybody knows it as Warrior Queens. I'll read it out to you. Warrior Queens and Quiet Revolutionaries, How Women Also Built the World. It's Warrior Queen. This is one of my favorite books on the list. I loved this book, and I'll tell you why. We always read stories about men in war and men revolutionaries, and it's always a hero's story. And you very rarely read a book that is entirely about women in the world and the things that they've done in terms of war and in terms of fighting and in terms of being a revolutionary and not just a person who holds a picket sign or something. Kind of going back to my last recommendation, which was Stoneblind, it kind of comes down to the fact that a lot of times you are not seeing the story through a woman's perspective because women for so long weren't allowed to give their own perspective. So there is a masculine skew to every story you've ever heard, about fighting and war. And this book I learned so much reading this book. You read about all the women who throughout history have made such an impact when it comes to war. Women who have literally ruled armies, and you've never been taught any of them. You've never been told about almost any of them. I think a lot of us know about Cleopatra, and that's kind of where it stopped. Cleopatra and Rosie the fucking Riveter. That's about all we know. That's about it. That's literally it. I think some women know that Queen Elizabeth was pretty badass in her younger years as well. This is the kind of book that I feel like is one of the books they want to ban you from reading. They don't want you to know that women have held power and leadership positions all throughout history. It's really only been in recent history that women have been so oppressed. Don't get me wrong, there's always been a little bit of oppression of women. It's been throughout history, and it's kind of ebbed and flowed, where it's been really bad and then it's been okay and then it's been really bad and okay again. I think it should be required reading for every high school student. I think this should be at the very least in college, and it's important that women understand how different things have been throughout time and how much women have contributed to advances and the things that they were able to do that so many women now wouldn't ever think that women could do, that women would be allowed to do. And it's because of this framework that you've been sort of given about what you're allowed to do. It would just be nice to have role models for girls, to show girls that they can have role models that are not, on television, that are not, Love Island or the Kardashians, or, you don't have to just be this because this is the goal. You can have bigger goals. You can be more. You can do way more than you think that you can. You are way more capable than what most people give you credit for, including yourself, especially yourself. If you'd like to read this book, or if you'd like to buy it for your daughter, which I think would be a great, stocking stuffer or something like that, you can use the link in my description, or, put your library card to good use. Thank you, guys.